streets are hard, the sidewalks cold. Stories of the night quietly unfold. I move like a shadow across concrete, every heartbeat measured, steady, discreet. The neon sings, the smoke curls high. I pass unnoticed as hours fly. Life rushes past in urgent tides. I remain still where calm resides. Concrete and shadow, my silent world. A man in motion, edges curled. No eyes can find me, no hands can touch. I live quietly, it matters much. Electric guitar hums a sorrow tune. Bass carries the weight of a quiet moon. Drums whisper the passage of time. I walk alone, deliberate, sublime. Every corner a mirror, every street a page. I navigate the night, a quiet sage. No need for glory, no need for fame. I carve my life, leaving no name. Concrete and shadows, my silent world. A man in motion, edges curled. No eyes can find me, no hands can touch. I live quietly, it matters much. The city awaits, I fade away. Whatever it takes. I slide into the corner where the shadows fall heaviest. Candlelight brushing the rim of my glass. Guitar hums, bass breathes under it. The night folds around me, calm but deep. Measure my thoughts as carefully as I measure my steps. Every decision considered, every emotion contained. The world outside roars, but here I am deliberate. A man of refinement, moving unseen. I observe without intrusion, absorbing stories. No one suspects the intensity of my calm. The music flows with my heartbeat, a rhythm of contemplation, of quiet resolve. Smoke drifts in spirals, echoing internal storms, but I remain composed, a gentleman holding the night. I drink slowly, I think deeply, each gesture purposeful, each breath intentional. When the candle dies and the bar empties, I stand, coat in hand, vanishing like smoke. No sound, no sign, yet my presence lingers. The quiet impact of a man moving with purpose.
The night is deep, the city wide. I walk where secrets like to hide. Every step deliberate, slow refined. A shadow moving, leaving nothing behind. Windows shimmer, streets lie bare. I breathe in the midnight, the smoky air. Every heartbeat, a note in my song, a quiet rhythm that carries me along. Echoes in the dark, calling my name. I move in silence, free of the game. No one noticing, no one knows the quiet strain in which I grow. Warm guitar hums, bass holds me near. Drums whisper secrets only I hear. I watch, I wait, I act with care. A lone gentleman, unaware. Life is loud, but I am calm. I navigate nights with quiet charm.
choose to be. Echoes in the dark, calling my name. I move in silence, free of the game. No one notices, no one knows the quiet strain in which I grow. The night dissolves, but I remain a shadow walking through the midnight rain. The last light on the bar burns low. Soft gold on an empty glass. Outside the city moves too fast. Inside the night moves slow. A gentleman sits without speaking, like a man who's already decided. Some things are better carried quietly than explained to a crowded room. He remembers the years when he argued, when every truth had to be loud, when pride walked ahead of wisdom and silence felt like defeat. But time has its own instruction, hidden inside long nights. It teaches a man that control is stronger than any fight. So he listens to the room breathe, to the brushes on the drums, to the old guitar bending softly like a memory that refuses to leave. Soon he'll stand without a word, and the chair will stay behind. But the quiet weight he carried in will still be in there. Smoke drifts lazily, catching the candlelight. Warm guitar notes float. Bass hums beneath the night is calm. You're charged with thought. Brush drums whisper a rhythm I follow. Segment 2, contemplation. Every decision I make, weighed in silence. Life's battles carried without spectacle. I sit, observing, absorbing the gentle chaos. The quiet man who measures each step deliberately. Segment 3, observation. The bartender wipes a glass, smiles faintly. Strangers laugh, smoke curls from a cigarette. I see everything remain unseen, a shadow in the dim light. Presence felt but silent. Segment 4, self-reflection. Candlelight flickers across my lined hands. Each line a story, each breath a choice. I move through the night with calm intensity. Decisions like stones, laid carefully, unannounced. Segment 5, segment 5. Segment 4, segment 5. When the hour fades, I rise, coat over arm. Step outside, leaving streets untouched by my presence. A gentleman carried by deliberate motion. Silence trailing him like a shadow. The bar is nearly empty now. A piano breathing slow. Candlelight along the counter in a quiet amber glow. A gentleman sits in the corner, watching strangers drift away, letting old regrets grow softer as the night begins to stay. There were years he chased the daylight, trying hard to prove his name. Every argument a battle, every victory a game. This is the silence that built him. Through the nights he walked alone. Not the absence of emotion, just the strength he's slowly grown. There's a silence that built him, calm beneath the midnight sky, where the loud men chase their echoes and the quiet men survive. teaching patience through the things you cannot keep, through the promises that faded and the words that ran too deep. Every loss became a lesson, every scar a hidden guide, showing him a slower rhythm of the man he grew inside. Now he listens to the piano like a story he once knew, and the quiet in his breathing feels honest and true. It's the silence that built him through the nights he walked alone, not the absence of emotion, just the strength he's slowly grown. There's the silence that built him calm beneath the midnight sky, where the loud men chase their echoes and the quiet men survive. He stands and leaves the empty bar without a word to say, and the silence walking with him is the proof he found his way. Where the city fears to tread, footsteps quiet, every word unsaid. The night hums low, thick with sound. I glide like a ghost, nowhere bound. I watch the lives that flash and fade. I make my moves in the quiet shade. The world is loud, but I'm still a man with purpose. I'm Will, the silent gentleman, walking alone through empty streets. I'll make my own. No eyes to follow, no voice to hear. I move through darkness, calm and clear. Guitar wails softly, bass holds me near. Drums tick gently, I feel them clear. Every choice deliberate, every step true. A life in shadow, yet full view. No one notices the power I hold, the quiet strength, calm and bold. I am the man who walks the night, a shadow moving out of sight. The silent gentleman, walking alone through empty streets. I make my own. No eyes to follow, no voice to hear. I move through darkness, calm and clear. I disappear, a quiet force, no one near. Standing by the alley corner where the neon flickers blue, there's a man with one last cigarette, thinking things he never knew. The bar behind him's getting louder, but his thoughts are drifting far. Sometimes peace begins the moment you walk out of where you are. He once fought for every answer, he once begged the world to stay, but 1,000 quiet mornings showed him there's another way. You don't always win by shouting, you don't always lose by leaving. Sometimes walking out the door is the bravest kind of breathing. One last cigarette tonight under lonely city light. Let the smoke just fade away with the things he couldn't say. One last cigarette tonight while the midnight air is still. Sometimes peace arrives the moment you decide to use your will. He drops the ash and keeps on walking with a calm that feels brand new. One last cigarette tonight under lonely city light. Let the smoke just fade away with the things he couldn't say. One last cigarette tonight while the midnight air is still. Sometimes peace arrives the moment you decide to use your will. Where eyes fail to see, through empty streets, completely free. The night is thick, the air profound. I move in silence, without a sound. The city hums, unaware of me. I watch, I listen, I let it be. Each movement measured, each choice discreet. A life in shadows, quiet and complete. The invisible man, moving alone through smoky nights, a path my own. No one notices, no one knows the life I lead as the night flows. Guitar hums warm, bass holds the ground, drums take soft, a subtle sound. Every heartbeat, a note in my song. I move through night where I belong. No need for eyes, no need for praise. I carve my journey through smoky haze. The streets are mine, the night my friend. I walk in silence until the end. The invisible man, moving alone through smoky nights, a path my own. No one notices, no one knows the life I lead as the night flows. The sun will rise, I disappear, a lone shadow, no one near.
There's something in the silence between each guitar bend, a space where thoughts get sharpened and reactions learn to bend. The bar hums low and patient, glasses softly ring, but the loudest part of any song is not the singer, it's the in-between. I live inside those spaces where emotion doesn't spill, where discipline sits upright and impulse stands still. Candlelight paints gold edges on a face that doesn't rush. Some decisions don't need thunder, just a measured hush. Between the notes I move, unseen but aware. The world reacts in volume, I operate in care. Between the notes I choose which battles to decline. Silence is a strategy when timing is refined. that wanted me to ignite, but fire without direction just consumes the night. A man who governs temper outlives the heated room, because storms that scream the loudest often seal their doom. Listen close, power hides in restraint. The note fades, the silence remains. The note fades, the silence remains. The silence remains.
The clock struck 12 an hour ago, but the city's still awake. Somewhere someone's chasing glory, somewhere someone's losing faith. I've been sitting by the window, watching headlights drift away, thinking about every road that almost made me stay. You can spend a life explaining why you chose the path you did, or you can walk into the darkness where the truth was always hid. There are choices made in daylight, and the ones the night demands, but the real ones shape your future when nobody understands. After midnight, decisions carry farther than the day. Every quiet resolution shows a man a different way. After midnight decisions, when the noise has finally died, that's when men discover who still stands inside their pride. Now the night is nearly over, but the answer's finally clear. Some roads only open up when the world can't interfere. After midnight decisions carry farther than the day. Every quiet resolution shows a man a different way. After midnight decisions, when the noise has finally died,
That's when men discover who still stands inside their pride.
Midnight walks into the barroom like an old familiar friend. Every chair and every shadow knows exactly where it ends. There's a man beside the counter with a patience in his eyes, like someone who stopped believing every beautiful disguise. He has seen the pride of daylight and the promises it makes, but the night reveals the difference between real and what it fakes. Years ago he fought the silence, now he welcomes what it shows, because midnight tells the truth that every quiet man soon knows. Midnight knows the truth that daylight hides away. Midnight knows the reasons why some men choose to stay. Midnight knows the stories written deep in older scars. Midnight knows the courage of the calm behind the bars. Sky will start to lighten and the city wakes again, but the truth he found tonight will stay with him till then. Evening settles slowly in this room. Candlelight trembling on the table. The bartender wipes the same glass twice, and the piano sighs in minor tones. Outside the city keeps running, but in here time walks instead of runs. A man sits alone in the corner, not hiding, not waiting, just letting the quiet arrive. He once believed answers were urgent, that life demanded quick decisions, Quick words, quick victories, but the years have taught him otherwise. Evening teaches slowly, not with thunder, but with repetition, with small reminders, with mistakes that echo longer than any applause. He remembers the nights he spoke too soon, the moments pride moved faster than wisdom, and how the loudest arguments never build anything lasting. Slow lessons of the evening whisper through the smoke. Slow lessons of the evening find the men who listen close. Slow lessons of the evening carved in quiet time, turning restless young ambition into discipline of mind. Every scar became a teacher, every failure wrote a line in the quiet autobiography of the man he grew to find. The candle burns a little lower, the piano bends a chord, and he finally understands what patience is for. Slow lessons of the evening teach a man restraint. Slow lessons of the evening turn his scars to strength. Slow lessons of the evening under midnight skies, where the loud learn nothing and the quiet grow wise. The glass is empty now, but the lesson remains. He doesn't watch the clock, he measures time in choices, in the things he walk away from and the ones he chose to keep. The bar is nearly empty, but that suits him just fine, because silence reveals more truth than conversation ever could. He learned patience the hard way, watching loud men lose control, watching ambition burn bright and fade like cheap neon lights. So now he waits before speaking, he'll listen before deciding, because a calm mind outlives the noise of the moment. Some men chase the night, some men fight the night, but the wise one just move through it. exactly who walked it. Smoke hangs like unfinished thoughts. Neon flicker, but I don't. I've been counting what can't be seen. Not the money, but what it means. Trust that doesn't bend or break. Choices only grown men make. I don't argue with the night. I just sit and let it ride. Every scar across my hand is a line I chose to stand. The measure were the noise and fame. I measure mine and what remains. When the room is stripped of pride and there's nowhere left to hide. Every loss refined my tone. Every fall carved deeper stone. Silence is a currency spent with care and dignity. I don't talk about the climb, I just move when it's time. No announcement, no decree, just quiet authority. Late night deals without a word. Respect is felt before it's heard. Eyes that scan, not for fear, but for truth that's standing near. I've seen loud men fade away, burn too fast, then decay. I prefer a steady flame, one that doesn't need a name. Whiskey low, collar straight, I don't rush, I calculate. Every breath a chosen pace, every step leaves no trace. You can keep your spotlight glow. I've got places I don't show. Power isn't what you claim, it's what remains without a name. Silence is my legacy, built on self-control and clarity. If you're searching for the throne, I've already built my own. In the quiet I became everything without the fame. No applause when I depart, just a heavier beating heart. Smoke above the old piano moves like ghosts across the air. Every note becomes a question. No one in the room can share. A gentleman sits listening with a calm you cannot fake, because every quiet lesson took a lifetime just to make. He once ran toward the daylight, chasing voices in the crowd, but the truth he needed most was never meant to be that loud. So he learned the slow language of restraint and quiet grace, where a man can face his battles without changing his pace. Smoke above the piano drifts like memories tonight. Smoke above the piano softens every neon light. In the quiet of the evening, where the restless lose control, smoke above the piano helps a man protect his soul. The bartender dims the lighting, and the song begins to fade, but the calm inside that man tonight is something years have made. Smoke above the piano whispers truth without a sound. Sometimes life becomes much clearer when the noise is no longer around. Wind slides down the avenue, cold collar raised high, streetlights stretch long silhouettes under an indifferent sky. Guitar bends like distant sirens, for softer, more control. I've traded reaction for something cold to go. I don't interrupt the chaos, I let it pass me by. Observation builds a kingdom noise can't occupy. Every move I make tonight was chosen hours ago. Impulse lost its influence a long, long time ago. Cold street elegance, measured and refined. No sudden declarations, just a disciplined mind. Cold street elegance, purpose in disguise. The strongest force in motion, rarely advertised. Echo lightly, concrete doesn't care. But I built a reputation with the way I bear. Pressure without spectacle, conflict without flame. Because composure under tension outlives any name. Let them misunderstand me, let them speculate. Mystery is leverage when you operate. Cold street elegance, calm in every move. You don't need permission when you have nothing to prove. Just shadows folding inward as I disappear from view. Just shadows folding inward. As I disappear from view. The bar hums softly, lights dim and golden. I cradle my glass, watching ripples like distant memories. Guitar bends low, bass hums steady beneath it. Drums brush like rain, tapping on a silent window. I think of the life I navigate quietly. Every victory understated, every struggle contained. The conversations flow by, I nod politely. Yet no one senses the deliberation behind my eyes. A stranger laughs, the sound light but fleeting. I trace the movement of shadows along the wall. I remember yesterday, the choices I made, all weighed, all silent, all unseen. I tilt my glass, feeling the warmth linger. The candle flickers in reflection, a private stage. I am here yet not, a presence felt not seen.
a gentleman holding the night in his hands. As the hour wanes, I rise slowly. The chair slides without protest, leaving no mark outside. The world moves unaware. Inside I carry calm intensity, discretion.
Roaming silence, roam night breathing soft and low. Every shadow knows my story, but no one else will ever know. Used to talk about my future, used to dream out loud and proud. But the world has ways of teaching quiet men to leave the crowd. I've been walking through decisions that no one else could ever see. Every step a silent promise of the man I had to be. Some doors closed without a warning, some friends faded in the rain. Some nights I learned the hard way how a man absorbs his pain. So I move in silence, now let the loud ones chase the sound. Every mile beneath these streetlights feels like sacred ground. No applause when I arrive, no farewell when I go, just footsteps on the streetlight and a truth only I know. There were words I never answered, there were fights I didn't start, there were storms that tried to break me, but they only shaped my heart. Now the city keeps on breathing while I walk the midnight line. A gentleman without a witness, leaving echoes far behind. Streetlight fades behind my shadow, but the road is always mine.
Smoke drifts slowly, curling through the muted light. Guitar hums in harmony with my quiet mind. Bass flows beneath, anchor in the evening. Drums brush soft, a heartbeat only I feel. I think a choice is made, unspoken victories, struggles handled without announcement or applause. The world rushes past, unaware of my pace. I move with discretion, purpose and calm. Candlelight reflects in my glass, a private stage, yeah. Every flicker a mirror of thought and intent. I breathe, I observe, I measure the night. A gentleman holding composure in every gesture. No one sees the rhythm of my internal world, yet every subtle motion resonates with purpose. The music and shadows guide my careful steps. Each note and breath deliberate, intense, quiet. Patron leaves, I rise, step outside in the streets that know nothing of me. A presence felt but unseen, moving in silence. A man whose life is measured yet free. Candlelight dances on the rim of a glass I didn't rush. This place remembers quieter men who never made a fuss. I straighten my sleeves slow and clean, like disciplines of prayer. Chaos always leaks between hands that don't care. I don't scan the room for highs, I don't lean into the sound. A man who's lived enough goodbyes knows how to stay unbound. There's dignity in how you wait, there's violence and haste. I learned how timing calibrates what shouldn't be chased. The band plays low, the brushes sweep confessions off the floor. I've learned what things I get to keep by losing more. Some men drown in what they feel, some men fake control. I learned manners help you seal a fractured soul. I move with manners, even under strain.
outlives pain. Napkin, folded glass aligned, everything in place. It's not obsession, it's designed to never misplace. What little calm the night allows, I don't abuse. So I learn restraint is how a man chooses. Candlelight doesn't flicker. It understands. A bar filled to leave before the chair cooled down. Like something run to breathe. There's less sound. He didn't rush his coat or hair, didn't check the room. A man who knows where he's been at leaves room. Wet your candles, trace the hours. Jazz band, one last truth. You carry weight, not power. From you, no apologies in his step, no war inside. He understood what silence kept alive. Some man is loud and broken. Some merely crowd unspoken, unspoken. Bots in the wash, then looked away. Respect doesn't stay. The night accepted him like said a prayer. Behind them up and trained it all, and that must fight, because your presence doesn't fall behind the bar. Already knew who he was. You miss me, babe. He never stands at the edge of the brink. He never raised his voice in rage, never fought for center stage. When the room was filled with heat, he leaned back, crossed his feet. He watched empires rise and fall, never needed to stand tall, because height ain't measured loud, and strength don't beg a crowd. He lost things he won't explain, buried pride beneath the pain, folded grief inside his coat, never let it reach his throat. Some men break and make a sound, some just tighten up their crown. He never raised his voice, still the room respected his choice. Didn't threaten, didn't plead, didn't advertise his need. He moved slow, he moved wide. Steel was hidden in his eyes. When betrayal knocked his door, he didn't pace across the floor. He just recalculated lines, cutting ties and silent signs. No revenge in what he planned, just distance drawn by steady hand. He understands the cost of war and what restraint is for. Candlelight reflects his face, years of discipline and grace. He doesn't rush to prove he's right, he just sleeps well at night. He knows storms will come again, but thunder doesn't shake that man. He never raised his voice, still he always had a choice. Walk away or stay and fight. He chose calm over might, and that's the kind of poise that never needs a noise. You won't hear him when he leaves, but you'll feel it when he's gone. Smoke drifts upward, catching candle flame. Guitar bells, warm and analog. Blaze holds a soft foundation beneath. Drums brush lightly, whisper in the night. And time in all my Lord, I measure every decision, every glance, holding curse and roll, battles unspoken. Life moves fast beyond this quiet space, but here I'm deliberate, calm, composed. Observation of others, patrons laugh, chatter flows through air. I notice gestures, pauses, hidden truths. The night falls around me like a cloak. I sit fully present, yet unseen. Seven function. Every fall considered, every breath intentional. I manage struggle without despair. Candlelight mirrors the steadiness within. I am a quiet force, composed and aware. Segment 5, resolution. When the night ends, I rise, cold draped over on. Step in the streets unaware of my existence. A javelin vanishing into silence, intensely in calm. Held together, unmeasured motion. I move like a whisper through the midnight air. Every glance, every movement, precise and rare. The city sleeps
yet my mind is awake. Every step I take is a choice I make. The warmth of the guitar, the soft bass line, the drums are subtle, marking time. I carry the night with a quiet hand, a gentleman walking across the land. Night's gentle hand guides me along through empty streets, a private song. No one sees, no one can find the quiet life of a deliberate mind. I observe, I learn, I never rush. Every heartbeat measured, every move plush. I leave only shadow, no one to trace. A life of silence, calm and grace. The world moves loud, but I move slow. Every action considered, every feeling in tow. I am the man who walks the night, a silent force hidden from sight. Night's gentle hand guides me along through empty streets, a private song. No one sees, no one can find the quiet life of a deliberate mind. I disappear into the early light, a man of the night, out of sight. Every city has foundations hidden under stone, strength you never notice until it stands alone. I learned to build in darkness, lay structure out of sight. The loud construct illusions I construct at night. Blueprints in my memory, plans beneath the calm. I don't speak of what I'm shaping, I let results disarm. Drums barely touch the surface, bass steady and restrained. Real momentum doesn't tremble, it simply remains. I'm building silent architect, brick by brick unseen. No flashing lights, no spectacle, just discipline between. I'm building stand on its own. I walked away from arguments that offered nothing back. Energy is currency, and I don't waste it on a tag. Some men chase quick victory, celebrate too fast. I invest in permanence, in something built to last. Night understands ambition that doesn't beg for light. Some of us were wired to operate at night. Silent on the tattoo, steady and profound. The strongest designs in history were rarely loud. And when morning comes, they'll wonder how it rose without a sound. Candlelight leans across the table, amber resting in my hand. The room hums low in minor chords, soft drums like distant sand. I've learned to sit with silence, without the need to fill the air. A man who understands restrained doesn't advertise he's there. The loud rehearse their confidence, project it through the room. I let mine settle slowly, like smoke beneath the gloom. Every word I choose is measured, every pause intentional, because presence built on discipline is nearly dimensional. This is the discipline of quiet, the art of standing still, of holding storms behind the eye. Through patience and through will, I move without announcement, no spectacle to deploy. The strongest kind of power makes no unnecessary noise. I've swallowed pride before it spoke, let ego lose its seat, because a calm and centered man is difficult to defeat. The
Guitar bends slow and thoughtful, like memory refined by time. I don't chase validation, my alignment is my sign. There is weight and composure in breathing slow and deep, in knowing what to answer and what to never keep. The candle burns lower, nothing in the room has changed, but something in me has aligned. But something in me has aligned.
Cold hands in my pockets deep, warm thoughts I'll never share, promises I didn't keep, still taught me how to care. I don't react, I calculate, I don't beg, I choose. Some men wait for fate, I teach fate how to move. No anger in my chest, just focus in my eyes. I learned how to rest without ever asking why. Cold hands, clear decision, no drama, no delay. I don't deal in broken visions, I just quietly obey. Every step intentional, every turn control. I don't need to be memorable, I just need to be whole. City breeze and broken beats, drums of distant chords. I've learned which pain repeats and which pain leaves scars. I don't drown in yesterday, I don't borrow from tomorrow, I just walk another way, carrying my sorrow. Cold hands, clear decisions, I don't second guess, I don't live for permission, our mission. I live with less, no speeches, no display, no crowd to impress. I don't need a brighter day, I just need progress. Stillness is a weapon if you learn how to hold it. Silence is a lesson if you don't oversell it. I don't freeze, I don't fold, I adapt and remain. I've survived the cold, now I use the pain. Fades behind my back, another block complete. I don't fear what I lack, I just trust my feet. Cold hands, clear decisions, that's how I stay alive, No false ambition, no need to arrive. If they ask what I became, I won't answer or pretend, I just walk my lane until the end. Cold night, steady heart, cold night, steady heart.
The city sleeps, but I remain walking slow through midnight rain. Street lights flicker, casting soft glow. I move with purpose, deliberate flow. Every shadow bends where I tread. Every glance unnoticed, nothing said. I watch the world, its noise, its flame. I take my time, no need for fame. Night's gentle flow guides my way through smoky streets where shadows play. No eyes to follow, no voice to hear. I move in silence, calm and clear. Guitar sings low, bass holds me near. Drums whisper secrets only I hear. Every choice intentional, every step mine. I move like the night, deliberate, fine. The world may roar, the city may spin, but I am still letting life sink in. A man in control, unseen and free, walking alone through midnight sea. Night's gentle flow guides my way through smoky streets where shadows play. No eyes to follow, no voice to hear. I move in silence, calm and clear. The dawn arrives, shadows fade. I vanish quietly, the night obeys. The night pauses under neon light. I move through it, silent tide. Every step a story,
every glance a clue. I navigate life the way shadows do. I watch, I wait, I never rush. The city moves loud, but I hush. Electric guitar hums, bass flows deep. Drums whisper secrets I vow to keep. Night's own rhythm guides my way. Through smoky streets I quietly sway. No one sees me, no one knows the quiet strength that grows and grows. Every corner holds a tale untold. I move with purpose, deliberate, bold. The world roars, but I am still a man in control, iron will. No need for words, no need for fame. I carve my path in shadowed flame. The night is mine, the streets my stage. A quiet power, calm and sage. Night's own rhythm guides my way. Through smoky streets I quietly sway. No one sees me, no one knows the quiet strength that grows and grows. The sun will rise, but I remain a shadow walking, calm and sane.
Head pulled low, collar high. Rain don't ask me why. I cross the block like I belong to every place and under night. I don't rush, I don't stall, I don't need to prove a thing. I've seen kings learn how to fall from chasing everything. I don't shine under lights, I prefer the side view. Some men live for the fight, I live for getting through. I'm a gentleman nobody sees, walking soft through borrowed time. I don't bend my knees, I just straighten my spine. But I don't leave a scene, I don't need a friend, I just move clean from beginning to end. Cigarette smoke, distant train,
someone crying in the blue. I've learned how to feel the pain without letting it speak through. Every loss taught me control, every win taught me restraint. I don't gamble with my soul, I just accept what I ain't. I'm a gentleman nobody sees, no reflection in the glass. I don't fight memories, I just let them pass. I don't raise my voice, I don't ask why. I make a choice, then I walk by. I've been loud, I've been wrong, I pay the price in full. Now I keep my circle small and my movements beautiful. Still waters, heavy mind, every step is pre-decided. I don't leave myself behind, I just move undivided. Morning waits, but I don't care. Night still owes me truth. I walk like I've been there since the loss of youth. I'm a gentle nobody sees, but the street remembers me. I don't chase guarantees, I just move carefully. If the world forgets my face, I won't argue or defend. I was never meant to stay, I was built to transcend. Only the night tips its hat. Only the night tips its head.
One light on the top floor, building mostly black. The cleaning crew already gone, no audience to react. Tie loose and sleeves rolled clean, paperwork aligned. Not chasing recognition, just refining the design. Clock ticks without emotion, time don't sympathize. You either build deliberately or get consumed by noise. Bass steady like my breathing, drums barely touch the air. There's a power in consistency most men never bear. 2 a.m. office light, quiet empire inside while they sleep and talk tomorrow. I prepare tonight. 2 a.m. office light, no applause required. I'll burn out by morning, the discipline get hired. I've learned to detach from ego, detach from quick acclaim, because reputation built in silence
outlast a famous name. Emails never show the hours there, contracts hide the grind, but foundations laid in darkness are the strongest you can find. Nobody claps for preparation, nobody sees restraint, but when the moment finally comes, precision never faints. Light switches off behind me, elevator hums down slow. City's still asleep, but I know.
I sit alone where the shadows fall. Candlelight dances on the darkened wall. A glass in hand, thoughts run deep. Secrets I hold, promises I keep. Night is still, the bar hums low. I'll watch the world in its quiet flow. Every choice weighed, every word unsaid. I move with purpose, quietly lit. Candlelight reflection, flickering slow. I am the man no one truly knows. Through silent struggle, through the night, I navigate life without a fight. Guitar hums warm, the bass holds steady, drums brush soft, the rhythm ready. I breathe in calm, exhale restraint. A life deliberate, never faint. The world is loud, but I remain, observing quietly through joy and pain. No need for show, no need for fame. I sit in shadows, untouched by claim. Candlelight reflection, flickering slow. I am the man no one truly knows. Through silent struggle, through the night, I navigate life without a fight. in his eyes to go. Not from anger, not from weakness, just because he finally knows. Some room never held his future. Some people never change. So he falls a night around him and disappears again. He don't slam the door behind him. He don't leave a bitter word, because dignity is louder than the anger people heard. Every step away from chaos, every mile beneath the sky, is another quiet victory for a man who chose goodbye. A gentleman leaves quietly, no drama in his stride, just the calm of understanding and the truth he can't deny. A gentleman leaves quietly when the story's run its course, 'cause walking out in silence is sometimes the strongest force. Years from now they might remember that he vanished overnight, but they'll never know the reasons that were written in that night. Just another calm departure under streetlights soft and dim, where the city kept his secret and the road welcomed him in. Some goodbyes are whispered to the empty midnight air. The streets are mine when the world's asleep. I move like a secret the night will keep. Footsteps soft on the asphalt gray, a quiet rhythm carries me away. I watch the lives that blaze and burn. I take my time, I never yearn. The night speaks low, I listen close. Every decision I carefully chose. Midnight confessions
whispered in the dark. I move unseen, leaving no mark. The city hums, but I am still a shadow walking with iron will. Oh, oh, oh. Warm guitar hums, bass flows deep, drums like whispers, the night to keep. I carry my purpose like a gentle flame, a man in silence, unknown by name. No applause, no eyes to meet, just the quiet streets beneath my feet. I am the calm, the storm, the man, moving in silence according to plan. Midnight confessions whispered in the dark. I move unseen, leaving no mark. The city hums, but I am still a shadow walking with iron will. Night retreats, I fade away, a lone gentleman until the day. The clock ticks slow, the streets are bare. I walk alone with time to spare. Every lamplight flickers in my eyes. I move through darkness where silence lies. People rush past, chasing their dreams. I move at my own quiet streams. Every choice deliberate, every step my own. I build my kingdom from shadows alone. The long night walk, my secret place, through smoky streets, I leave no trace. No one to follow, no one to see the life I lead in quiet liberty. Guitar hums soft, bass flows low, drums whisper stories only I know. I breathe in the night, exhale restrained, silent man, deliberate and quaint. Every alley, every street a guide. I move like a ghost with nothing to hide. No need for eyes, no need for praise. I walk my path through midnight haze and a long night walk, my secret place. Through smoky streets I leave no trace. No one to follow, no one to see. The life I lead in quiet liberty. Dawn breaks slowly, but I remain a lone shadow, free of chain. Walk the empty streets, the city of sweet. Every corner holds secrets I keep. For every state, the lights are low. I move like a shadow, steady and slow. Windows glow with lives I don't touch. I pass unnoticed, it doesn't take much. Every glance I steal, every whispered sign, I leave no trace on the silent ground. Veil of night, my silent guide. I move through darkness, nowhere to hide. No one sees, no one knows. I walk in silence with a mystery flow. Bass from steady, the guitar cries, drums whisper like that night sky. I measure each step, I weigh each breath, a quiet life between life and death. I'm a call when the city roars, a man unseen, but I'm cold doors. He sat where time slowed down, near the back away from proof. No need to guard a fragile crown, no need to chase the truth. Jazz curled softly round his glass, like it had known him long. Some men move built for fast, he moved strong. His hands had learned when not to shake, his eyes had learned delay. He knew the difference patience makes when stakes are high to pay. He didn't flinch at laughter loud or jealousy nearby. A man who's made his peace with doubt lets moments die. The past sat quiet and beside him, didn't ask for more. He buried it but didn't hide it under the floor. Some men negotiate with fear, some men deny. He learned how to let it sit right here and dry. Presence doesn't shout, it remains. A woman passed perfume and grace, he didn't turn his head. Desire's just another place where discipline goes dead. He paid the tab, he stood up straight, adjusted to the night. Time remembered how to wait till he was out of sight. Time resumed only after he left. Time resumed only after he left.
Some men shot across a room just to prove they still exist. But the strongest kind of presence is the one you nearly miss. I've been standing in the corner, watching chaos pass me by, learning every quiet answer to the questions people hide. Every loss became a teacher, every fall became a map, showing where the road gets narrow and where fools fall through the cracks. So I move without announcement,
like the tide beneath the moon. Not every man who's silent is afraid to leave a wound. That's the weight of a calm mind. When the world begins to shake, every breath becomes a promise. Every move a choice you make. That's the weight of a calm mind. Not a word you have to say. When your silence holds the power to just quietly walk away. Years from now they might remember how I never raised my voice, but they'll never know the battles that refine my quiet choice. That's the weight of a calm mind. When the world begins to shake, every breath becomes a promise. Every move a choice you make. That's the weight of a calm mind. Not a word you have to say. When your silence holds the power to just quietly walk away. Our clock ticks like patience across the smoky air. I've learned that rushing outcomes leads nowhere. Candlelight leans closer, but never pushes hard. Some victories are harvested, not torn apart. There was a younger version who needed to be seen. Now I build momentum without stepping in between. Observation over impulse, alignment over pride. Because a man who masters waiting controls the tide. I am the man who waits, not passive, not afraid, just calculating angles before the move is made. And I am the man who waits, stillness by design. The loud confuse it with weakness. They always do, that's fine.
Nations crumble under its own speed. Ambition without structure, there's just disguised greed. The guitar bends low and steady, like a thought becoming clear. You don't have to chase the future when direction's already here. Waiting isn't freezing, it's preparing to decide. The glass is empty, the timing is right. I stand, I stand. The bar clock, I stand. The bar clock ticks like a 10.
The bar is dim, shadows stretch along the walls. Candlelight dances over polished wood and glass. Guitar hums warm, analog, inviting. Drums brush soft, a heartbeat I can feel. Segment 2. Reflection. I hold my drink, feeling the weight of unspoken choices. Each thought deliberate, every breath measured. Life moves fast outside these walls. Here time bends slow and deliberate. Segment 3. Observation, patrons laugh, conversations drift and fade. I notice subtleties, gestures, fleeting expression. The world remains oblivious to the intensity I carry. A quiet gentleman moving through shadows of thought. Segment 4. In a monologue, every struggle handled without display. Every victory private, uncelebrated. Candlelight mirrors calm determination. Each flicker a silent testament to careful living. Segment 5. Departure, the bar empties. Shadows stretch longer. sleeps unaware of me, a man moving in quiet, intense silence. He walked home slower in the rain, not because he was weak, but because rushing never explains what silence speaks. The street accepted every drop without complaint. He learned something watching water stop and start again. Rain doesn't care about your plans or where you fail. It treats the poor and wealthy hands unveiled. He loosened his collar, breathed in deep, let the night decide. A man who learns how not to keep everything inside. Shoes soaked through, thoughts ran clear. Funny how that works, discomfort makes the truth appear. Without the perks, he passed the bar where jazz still played. Behind wet glass, another version of himself stayed in the past. Some men fight the weather, some men walk with it. Rain stitched the city back together, crack by crack. He stopped replaying every error, every lack. A man doesn't need to be dry to be whole. Sometimes you let the storm pass by through your soul. He remembered nights he ran too fast, trying to arrive. Rain taught him nothing lasts but the drive. No witnesses, no confession, no plea. Just a man learning progression quietly. By the time he reached his door, the rain went light, like it had nothing left to pour tonight. He stood there wet, calm, aware, breathing slow. Some lessons only meet you there, you know. He walked home slower in the rain, in the rain. Some nights pass like strangers, some nights leave a mark. But every man remembers the night he met the dark, the night the truth arrived without a warning sign, the night he saw the difference between noise and peace of mind. He sat there with the candle, watching smoke dissolve, realizing every battle didn't have to be resolved. The years behind him whispered through the rhythm of the blues. Sometimes losing arguments is how a man can choose. There was a night he understood what silence really means, the calm beneath the surface of the life he used to lead. There was a night he understood what patience really shows, that wisdom doesn't shout, it simply learns and grows. And somewhere in that quiet bar, a different man stood up. The piano fades into the evening like a memory growing thin. Candlelight along the counter lets the deeper night begin. Every chair holds someone's story, every glass remembers pain. But tonight the room grows softer, like the calm after the rain. There's a man beside the window, watching headlights drift away. He's not chasing old tomorrows, he's just letting time replay all the choices he once questioned.
all the words he never said, built the quiet understanding that now lives inside his head. When the room falls quiet, truth begins to breathe. When the room falls quiet, a man can finally see that the loudest roads behind him never let him home, and the strength he needed most was learning to walk alone. Outside, taxis pass like whispers, and the moon hangs soft and low. But the calm inside his chest tonight is something he now knows. When the room falls quiet and the music disappears, a man can hear the wisdom hidden underneath the years. Footsteps on pavement, soft as a sigh. The city watches, but it doesn't know why. I pass the neon glow, the late night haze. Every glance I steal, every quiet phrase. A man in motion, unseen, unclaimed. Actions deliberate, never named. I take what I need, leave nothing behind. A careful life, a careful mind. I move in silence, I strike without sound. The streets are my kingdom, no one around. I feel every heartbeat, I see every light. I live in the shadows, letting the world pass by. The guitar hums low, like the pulse in my chest. Warm bass and drum guide me west. I'm a man who knows the weight of a choice. I speak with my eyes, I silence my voice. Every night a canvas, every step a line. I trace the city, the dark, the divine. No applause, no fame, no shallow praise, just the rhythm of night, the quiet ways.
I move in silence, I strike without sound. The streets are my kingdom, no one around. I feel every heartbeat, I see every light. I live in the shadows, letting the world pass by. Quiet moves, quiet heart. In the night, I play my part. Quiet moves, quiet heart. In the night, I play my part. Every step a story, every breath a vow. I walk where the city doesn't know how. The lights are dim, the air is thick. I move like a thought, subtle and slick. I see the noise, I see the lies. I'm moving quiet, I analyze. Nothing escapes the man in the shade. Every choice deliberate, every move made. Silent steps, a life unseen. I roam the night, calm, serene. No applause, no eyes to meet, just the rhythm of my own heartbeat. Shadow steps, a life unseen. I roam the night, calm, serene. No applause, no eyes to meet, just the rhythm of my own heartbeat. Electric strings hum my mood, bass and drums in a quiet interlude. I walk alone, but I am free, a man of purpose, silently. Through empty streets, through midnight rain, I carry my past, I carry my pain, but I move forward, steady aware, a gentleman living in the cool night air. Silent steps, a life unseen. I roam the night, calm, serene. No applause, no eyes to meet, just the rhythm of my heartbeat. Silent steps, a life unseen. I roam the night, calm, serene. No applause, no eyes to meet, just the rhythm of my heartbeat. Shadows fade, dawn will rise, but I will move unseen, wise.
Nothing personal in his eyes, just clarity earned. He'd learned not be burned. The bar had seen him years ago. Another man. Tonight he moved deliberate and slow, with a plan. He remembered loving without sense, bleeding to belong. Now he preferred consequence over wrong. Jazz whispered truths he already knew, didn't argue back. Life takes its time breaking you, then gives you track. He didn't blame, he didn't curse, didn't ask why. Acceptance is a quieter verse than rarely tried. He paid attention to the weight of every breath. Nothing rushed him toward his fate or death. Nothing personal, just life. Surprise, just open space. He walked like someone who'd made peace with pace. No grudges folded in his coat, no debts unpaid. A man who learns the final note. Stay. Nothing personal, just life continuing.
The candle burns but never trembles, just steady in the draft, like a man who learned composure from the weight of aftermath. Guitar hums in amber circles, soft against the glass. I don't speak about the storms I've already let pass. Some men spark and fade in seconds, bright but quickly gone. I chose to be a lower flame, the kind that lingers on. You won't hear my history spilled across the bar, but every scar I carry rewrote who you think we are. Low flame character, burning deep inside.
man in any room.
Are the ones you shouldn't mistake.
Restraint is power when pressure fills the air, when others lose their posture. I simply stay aware. The drums brush slow behind me, like footsteps through the night. I don't chase control loudly. I just hold it tight. The flame burns low, still steady.
I don't rush into conclusions, I let the night explain. I've seen fast men lose direction, chasing temporary gain. My shoes know every corner, my hands know when to wait. I don't fight my inner hunger, I negotiate. No panic in my breathing, no fear in my tone. I learned the art of leaving without feeling alone. I make slow decisions with a steady mind. No revisions once the line is drawn in time. I don't look back for approval, I don't ask for consent. Every move is surgical, every second well spent. Street clocks lie about the hour, time bends when you're calm. I felt weakness turn to power when I stopped sounding the alarm. I don't drink to forget, I sip to remember. Every loss I've ever made my silence colder. I make slow decisions, no applause, no sign, no collisions with what's already mine. I don't explain my method, I don't soften my stance. I just walk the path I measured and let life dance. Haste is a language I don't speak, desperation ain't my style. I've learned patience from the weak and restraint from denial. Still waters, heavy soul, every step reinforced. I don't lose control, I become the force. Morning tries to catch my back, but I'm already gone. Another choice perfectly intact before the dawn. I make slow decisions my face. I was already walking at my own pace. Slow steps, no regrets. Slow steps, no regrets.
I moved those trees where the night holds tight. Every corner whispers in soft twilight. The city sleeps, but I remain awake. Each step a story, each breath a stake. Windows slipper with lives I don't touch. I go out unseen, it doesn't take much. Every glance, every movement precise. I navigate life without paying the price. Walk in shadows, I leave no trace. Through smoky nights, I find my place. No eyes follow, no voices hear. I'm moving silence, calm and clear. Bass hums steady, guitar cries on. Drums whisper softly through midnight storm. Every decision, every choice measured. The quiet life patiently treasured. I am the calm when the city roars.